Get ready to get your folk on. We're all about BC's best communities today on The Express. On today's show,
it encompasses all kinds of genres of music.
The Vancouver Folk Music Festival.
It's just music for the people.
Westham Island Winery in Delta.
Summer reading club is underway.
Clearbrook Library Special Kids Reading Club. Wet and wild fun in Whistler.
It's like flying an airplane at low altitude through a tight canyon. There's just no room for air.
See that and more, local expression. Welcome to The Express. I'm Johanna Ward. It may be raining, but the summer show goes on. And today on the show, we're at the Vancouver Folk Music Festival at Jericho Beach Park. Now, before we get to the hippie vibes and the great music, we have another classic BC experience. It's berry picking and fruit winemaking in Delta.
At Bissett Farms on Westham Island, berries take center stage, whether it's out back at the U-Pick or in the Westham Island Winery, where, get this, Berry Best, yes, that's her name, is helping bottle berry wine.
Today we're bottling boysenberry wine, dessert wine. It's one of our best sellers, I must say. It's nice and rich and full-bodied, and we have Ron Taylor here, our winemaker, who's going to help us. So we're bottling, we're corking, and maybe capping and labeling today. We grow everything here at the farm. The only thing we cannot grow are the cranberries and the peaches.
If it's berry, then Berry bottles it here.
Strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, black currant, white currant, red currant. We do apple, we do peach, we do cranberry. There's a new golden raspberry coming out, dessert wines.
Berry wine has a long tradition in BC, starting before grape wine in the 1920s when BC had a glut of loganberries, and the process remains pretty simple. At the Westham Island Winery, they use fillers and corkers from Italy.
Back there is a 1,000-liter tank, and we use that as a bottling tank. So it initially started in one of the tanks over here, and then was sterile filtered into that one. And then just by gravity, it goes into the filler and drains into the bottles, and then it's corked.
The process is finicky. We have dessert bottles who are it's hard to adjust the settings for the bottling machine. The corks sometimes don't quite fit, so that's why it's we have a little bit of an issue with them sometimes. But it all works. It all comes out good in the end.
The winery and U-Pick attract tourists and locals seeking an agricultural afternoon.
I think both. I think people come out just with the kids for the U-Pick. We see the same faces every year, and there are some people that come just for the winery. See the U-Pick, do both. You can sit outside here, buy a bottle of wine. We have some great cheese from Qualicum.
Look at this.
But getting your hands dirty is one of the most popular things, especially if you can sneak a berry or two.
It's fun to go out there and pick your own stuff. It's cheaper than in the stores.
They're really fun and they're like healthy for all kids, and you can make jam. Strawberries are tasty and you can eat them.
And you can drink them too. I'm Erin Shaw in Delta for The Express.
You can really make a day of it out at Westham Island in Delta. You can visit the bird sanctuary, you can do some berry picking, and then you can reward yourself after at the winery. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? I could also go to grooving to some amazing world-class music in a stunning outdoor, albeit wet setting, with a community of artists and music lovers.
Folk music, it encompasses all kinds of genres of music. It's just music for the people.
The Vancouver Folk Music Festival celebrated its 34th year at Jericho Beach Park with over 60 acts on 8 stages. With famous faces and fingers like virtuoso fiddler Daniel Lapp. At the same time, on another stage, you've got BC's beatbox poet C.R. Avery throwing down on stage next to an award-winning Aboriginal group from Ontario.
Folk Folk Festival means multiple stages. It means artists sharing music together on a stage.
On another stage, you'll find cloggers from Maryland, followed by a famous Kalbelia snake dance performed by India's nomadic caravan. For those that were hoping for a dance to bring out the sun, artistic director Linda Tanaka says the draw of the music outweighs the dampness of the weather.
It's Vancouver, so, and there's lots of great music here and some artists that you'll never see again, or this is their first time in Canada.
We'll have more highlights from the 34th Annual Vancouver Folk Music Festival here at Jericho Beach Park coming up. But right now we have a page-turner about a young girl who's following her dreams and also giving back.
There once was a girl that lived in the grass. She was quite small and wondered if she would ever be big.
For 16-year-old Lizzie Ababio, this notepad is a portal into a world of fantasy.
I love to write because when I write, I'm able to escape from the real world and just make up my own fantasy world and then read it back and laugh at what I wrote. So
she started drawing at age 5, creating characters based on her wild imagination.
The clouds are the chicken McNuggets.
But it wasn't until Lizzie learned to write that these fantasies really started to come alive.
My teacher and my mom introduced me to writing. So instead of drawing, I put my ideas to words, and they really seemed to love the stories that I could come up with. He put his hands at his sides and made...
Nowadays, Lizzie gets inspired by writers like Meg Cabot and R.L. Stein, but prefers to focus on everyday issues teenagers like herself face.
I think of myself as average, I believe.
So a couple years ago, she took on the challenge of writing her own novel called Problems.
It's basically about a girl who's fighting off feelings that she's having for her best friend, and she doesn't know how to face him now that she's understanding how she's feeling. The display case, I turned to face her. Everybody has these problems that they have to face. They can solve their own problems using these words.
Lizzie hopes to help not only teenagers, but kids too. Proceeds from the book sales go toward BC Children's Hospital. And Mom couldn't be more proud.
Teenagers nowadays, they want money, they want to go shopping, they want to, just spend it. And with her, she wants to give it out to the community to help, somebody else. So it's big. It's I don't know how to put it into words. It's huge.
And with a publication under her belt and a whole lot of confidence, Lizzie says she'll continue to write and draw, inspiring others to make their dreams come to life too.
I mean, if I can do it, you can do it.
I'm Tim Chung in Surrey for The Express.
Lizzie's book is available for purchase online. You can go to createspace.com and type in the digits. You're watching The Express, and coming up, we're talking BC adventures.
How about this one?
After the break, Clearbrook Library's Kids Summer Reading Club.
So I just want to go through some really important words for recipes.
The Whistler Jet Boating Experience. You're watching local TV on The Express.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by...
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.